The most overrated players in the Premier League.
I put this one on there, and I do stand by it. I still think he's a good player, but I'm gonna have to throw Bukayo Saka's name into the ring.
Why?
Does he turn up in the big games? I can't really remember him setting any of these big games that are massive for Arsenal alight. He's a great player. He's young. He's English. I want him to do well, but I just really don't see much from him in the big games. I don't know what you think about that, and obviously he's English. I just feel like every English player, I'm guilty of it as well because I'm patriotic, but they just get blown up.
Yeah, people love them more just because they're English.
Yeah.
Theo, what do you think, Matt?
It's weird. I kind of agree. It's I do and I don't, because I think he is a phenomenal player, and I do think he does turn up in big games. There are some, but I do think he does have a lot of games where he just doesn't get involved. Yeah. And it's the same with Martinelli. I don't know if it's the way Arteta plays his wingers, because it happens to both of them. With Salah, in every single game when you need him, he's there.
Yeah,
Saka,
true.
Less. But I don't think he's overrated. I still think he's a world-class winger. I still think he's the best right winger behind Salah.
The thing is, I can't straight away say anyone that's better. I think Bowen's probably not far off at the minute in the form he's been on. Yeah, you would, but that's more thinking Saka's younger, you're going to have him for a longer time. Do you know, I'm surprised that you agreed with it, because I feel like maybe there's a bit of a false expectation of what to expect from a winger, because he shows up in probably 50% of games, but that's what most footballers do. Like Haaland this season hasn't showed up every game, and you wouldn't probably put him in the most overrated unless you have.
The main reason I put him on there was just because the English coverage. Hype. I think everybody we all get carried away. Do you know what I mean? Quite a lot of the time with them being English. That's probably why.
The thing is with Saka's a type of player where you'll look at him, you watch him every game, and you'll think, 50% of the time you don't really do anything. By the end of the season, he's still looking at 25 goal contributions.
Yeah.
30 goal contributions.
That's what I mean, and that's what you want from an attacker. That's why when we was talking about Tony and Watkins a minute ago, my brain's like, well, can I call them overrated? Because they do bag. They do. If they're scoring. That is their job at the end of the day. And Saka's is to contribute, and throughout a season, he generally does.
Yeah.
I think for England, I've not seen him do much.
No,
and obviously he missed that penalty as well, which is...
It was okay in the World Cup.
It's sticky. It's sticky, innit?
He got a few goals in World Cup.
Yeah, World Cup. But even in I thought he had a really good Euros campaign. It was his first time for England.
Yeah.
I mean, if he went past Keelan, if Keelan didn't foul him, he's on goal winning Euros for England.
I still...
if he'd have bagged.
Still have nightmares about that, to be honest.
Honestly.
Yeah, that Euros was tough. Right, I'll go in with one of mine. I feel like we're all going to have the one that's the most controversial at the top. Mine, most overrated player in the Premier League right now, is Reece James.
Reece James?
Is that on the basis because he's never fit?
No, it's on the basis of even when he is fit now, he doesn't look good. Reece James, I mean, obviously he never plays because he's consistently injured. But now I think that he's been consistently injured for that long. When he comes into the Chelsea squad, there is no longer a conversation of him being in the top 3 right-backs in the Premier League. Everyone used to say he's the best. Yeah. If he's fit, he's the best. Now, he's not better than Walker. He's not even better than Trippier.
He's not getting in over Gusto, I don't think, at the moment.
Generally, probably 5th. Trippier, Trent, Walker, Ben White ahead of him.
I think Gusto's better than him.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah. He's actually been one of the shining lights in a pretty shitty, dark season for Chelsea this season.
Yeah, Gusto has been good, but this is what I mean. People still, if Reece James is fit, they're like, he's got to be in that England squad. Nah,
I don't think so.
Don't get me wrong. I think if he doesn't get injured for the rest of his career, which obviously won't happen, but if he can have 2 years of straight football, I think he can be.
Yeah,
because he definitely played. Because half the time when he is fit, he does play.
Yeah, but he's never gonna do that, is he? Like now, we've seen enough Reece James to know. There's no point rating him. There's no point thinking he's good, because the excuse for him has been for the last 2 years, whenever he's been playing and he's not done anything special, he's not even been particularly good defensively or attacking wise.
Go on.
The whole excuse is, oh, well, he's just coming back from injury, he's just getting back into the squad. But it's always that, so he's just not a good player anymore. Ellis, have you got another overrated Premier League player for us?
Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I agree.
I just don't... I hate him as well. I'm sorry.
So I hate him.
He's just... honestly, I feel like... So if you look at Manchester United captains of the past, like Roy Keane's and people like that, just how on earth is he a captain?
But is anyone going to... I don't think any foreign player will live up to that.
I know, but he's just a baby. Like I just mean, like his whole demeanour and just how he's always moaning and crying. It's just that's not what you need. You need a captain who's just gonna fucking roll his sleeves up and get on with it.
I completely agree. I don't think he's captain material for one of the biggest clubs in the world.
He's a good player, but every like people try put him in the same sentence as flipping Kevin De Bruyne and even Ødegaard at the moment. He's just not there.
But I do think he is. He's consistently just above mid in a United team that are so inconsistent.
Yeah.
So at least they've got one or two players that are like steady.
Yeah.
I'd say Bruno Fernandes is good in a team that's consistently just middle, just nothing all the time. So I wonder what he'd do. I wonder if he was at City or Arsenal or like Real Madrid or someone like that, if his numbers would be better. Because he's surrounded by better players. Because I don't know what his stats are like in terms of like chance creation and forward passing, etc. Is he a very good progressive player, or is he just like good for United because he's one of the only ones that actually has a brain and gets an opportunity?
Is he better internationally? What's his stats?
Does he even play for Portugal that much?
I don't think I think Joao Felix gets ahead of him.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's weird with Bruno because like when you think of United this season, you think of like Højlund, Garnacho. Has Bruno done anything this season?
Yeah, this year I've not heard as much about him, but I think maybe it's because he's
There's not been a game where he's got like, he got 2 goals. He got a goal that was quite. I don't think anyone really talks about him anymore.
Yeah. So good shout, Theo. Who's next for you?
I stand by this and Evan Ferguson.
I mean, yeah, but he's not. I don't.
6 months ago, people were saying 100 million.
They were,
100 million 6 months ago.
He's right. To be fair, right at the start of the season, Twitter, everywhere was going on about this lad.
I looked at his stats earlier. He's not scored since the 25th of November.
Yeah.
Oh, wild.
He did get injured for a bit, but he's been playing it.
He's third choice behind João Pedro and Welbeck. And people were saying, convert him to England, do what they did with Declan Rice. They were saying...
Is that one of those that I never particularly rated him? Was that more just internet hype as opposed to actual hype in reality?
Yeah,
No,
possibly. But it's because he got a hat-trick.
We're going off against him as well.
In August and September, he got 6 goals. He got a hat-trick in one of the games and then got like a goal every other game. So people were saying, 100 million, Chelsea win. Because if there's ever a price tag that high, it's going to be Chelsea.
Yeah.
Or United.
He was flying, and the coverage and attention it was getting was quite substantial. I mean, loads of people were getting him in fantasy and stuff like that at one point as well, weren't they? And he's just he
had him in there.
He appears to have fallen off the face of the planet.
Yeah, I've not heard much about him in ages. Although, could this also be down to Brighton's drop in form recently?
Yeah, but the fact he doesn't start now.
Yeah, true. When they are struggling, he's still not playing.
Yeah.
I mean, Welbeck today. Welbeck today was phenomenal.
Yeah,
First half.
good, really good goal.
I do have one next. I think this is the most overrated centre-back in the Premier League, and it's Lisandro Martinez.
I thought you were going to say someone else that. This one.
And I thought you were going to drop Verge or something.
No. It's the Butcher.
The Butcher.
Yeah, I don't think that nickname helps him. I think what it is, I think he started off really well, and everybody sort of thought, he's 5'9".
Yeah.
He's really good for someone who's 5'9", and everybody was like, right, now that we've ignored he's good for his height, he's actually shit for everybody else who's 6'2".
That is exactly my point. Just because he's small and has a bit of strength doesn't mean he's one of the best centre-backs in the league. I don't know where anyone got this idea from. Yes, he's little. It doesn't mean he's on the same level as some of these other centre-backs, though. No. Just because he's okay strength-wise and he wins the odd header every now and then, or at least puts people off enough so they don't do anything with it.
Yeah.
But I hear him hyped up all the time. Like, I hear people calling. Man United fans will try to tell me that Martinez is one of the best centre-backs in the league. Not a fucking chance, mate.
I don't think I'm putting him in top 5.
No, I don't think I'm putting him in top 10. Maguire's been better this season, and I don't even like Maguire. I think Maguire's consistently awful, but he is better than Lisandro Martinez at the minute.
I've got another centre-back there, another Argentinian one, and I think Cristian Romero is so overrated.
He's a bit of a loose cannon, and he's like a bull in a china shop sometimes, and it's just really clumsy, and it's not what you need for from your centre half, is it?
I'm sort of basing it on obviously the past 2 seasons, but especially that Chelsea game when they had like 2 men sent off, and Romero was like he made a mistake against us that led to a goal. I just think like Tottenham fans especially, they put him in like top 5 centre backs in the league, and I don't think he's anywhere near it.
The thing is, though, I think it's only Tottenham fans that do that.
Yeah, But what his first season?
Is it Van der Ven's the other?
Van der Ven's incredible.
So I'd put him in top 5 this season, but I wouldn't put Romero in.
Van der Ven's a quality centre half.
Yeah, he's proper good. And he's got so much pace as well, which is rare for a centre-back. But do you know what? I actually don't disagree with that shout at all. But at the same time, I don't know how much people genuinely rate him. Like, I'd say he's just one of those that people are like, yeah, he's good enough for the Premier League, but he's probably not top 10, whatever.
But for me, I don't think he gets into Newcastle's defence. I think I'd rather have Fabian Shaw and Botman over him. But he don't get into Aston Villa because I'd rather have Pau Torres and Diego Carlos.
Yeah, but they've done quite well. Like, Pau Torres was a really good signing for them.
So, and he won't get into the rest of the top 4. Maybe United, but even then, Varane and Lisandro Martinez, maybe. I don't think he gets into top 7 defence in the league.
Yeah, true, actually.
No, I wouldn't disagree.
When you look at it that way, maybe people do hype him up a little bit too much.
So that's 14 centre-backs who are better than him.
Mad.
Yeah, well, when you put it like that.
And then there'll be like one-offs from other teams. You could argue he might not even be in the top 20 centre-backs in the league at a stretch. Definitely not top 15 for me.
You know, he's not top 15, definitely not. Ellis, have you got another overrated player?
Yeah, I do, and this is coming off the back of our friendly against Brazil. There was a video beforehand, of Brazil fans picking who they'd rather have, like said it like England keeper, Brazil keeper, who they'd rather have, and all of them picked Bruno Guimaraes, and I feel like it might just be Newcastle fans, but I feel like I've seen on the comment section, I was just reading through the comment section how every single Newcastle fan was saying that they'd take him over Declan Rice, this, that and the other, which is just absolutely ridiculous. And I don't know if it was just, you never know when it's online because people might just be fishing for interactions in it, but it was a good few Newcastle fans who seem to really think he's amazing. I just think he's good. Do you know what I mean? He don't like film with excitement. He does his job and he does it relatively well, but he doesn't light up the place as far as I'm concerned.
I disagree, but
That's
if you're basing it off the feed that you've been seeing of Newcastle fans saying he's going to pick him over Declan Rice, then he is overrated. But I think in general, I'd probably say he's underrated.
Yeah, well,
but if you've got Newcastle fans,
that's why I just mentioned it just as far as Newcastle fans are concerned, because other people away probably don't think much about him. Do you know what I mean? So he might go under the radar, but maybe just within the fan base. But then again, you are going to hype up your own players ridiculously, aren't you?
To be fair with Guimaraes, whenever I've seen him play, he has been particularly good. Like, I think in that Newcastle squad, which this season has been decimated with injuries and has had a pretty tough time,
Yeah, they've struggled,
he has consistently done well. He obviously is not in the conversation with Declan Rice. It's not even close. Declan Rice is at the minute one of those world-class midfielders, and Guimaraes is quality, but I wouldn't say he's world-class. Like, he isn't walking into every starting 11 in the world, whereas Declan Rice is. But is he overrated? I don't know, maybe my Newcastle fans, but then that's just that club loyalty thing. And
Yeah, generally I wouldn't say he is.
The thing is with Guimaraes, he was a lot better before Tonali got banned. Tonali getting banned did a lot for Newcastle's midfield. Yeah. So because Guimaraes had freedom to go forward, which was when he was getting goals every game. Now he's having to sit back because Jonathan's. I mean, he used to be a striker. He's not particularly.
And it's a bit mad, isn't it? Really.
So now he's having to play a more defensive role. He's not really getting on the score sheet as much or getting assists as much. I think it's harsh, but once again, if you're basing your feed off,
it's just it was just one that I threw in there.
Did it surprise you a little bit?
It's just because I was just when I was just reading it, I was just like, what the fuck are they actually talking about? Like, do they actually think this? So I just when I was reading through and I was going through the stuff, I just thought it just kind of popped into my head and I thought, yeah, fuck that, I'm going to write him down.
Completely valid. I've got 2 more, so I'll go in with the next one, and it is Luis Diaz.
I've got him as well. I had him as well.
Luis Diaz.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I think Luis Diaz, quite good on the ball, is quite skillful sometimes, can beat a player. After that, fuck all. He ain't getting many assists, he ain't getting many goals, and even half the time, his stats might look okay, but it's because he gets it put on a plate for him and he'll bag the odd goal. Yeah. Luis Diaz is not scoring a difficult chance. If I see him running through one-on-one for Liverpool, I do not think it's going in the back of the net.
Was it City that played the other week when he should have had a couple of goals? It was City, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, they ended up drawing 1-1, but they really should have been winning the game after the second half that they had, and Luis Diaz just kept missing chance after chance.
Literally chance after chance. And he does it all the time. At every game. We've seen him miss a couple of sitters earlier against Brighton. He's just... I don't think he's a horribly bad player, but some people are trying to say he's like top 5 wingers in the Premier League, and he's certainly not that.
No, that's
the impression I get about Luis Diaz, he's very good at dribbling, but he dribbles with his head down, like a bit of a headless chicken. He doesn't really have a plan. He doesn't see a pass. He don't no, all right, I'm gonna convert this chance now.
Plays inshallah ball.
He would just dribble and just be like, "Oh, we'll see what this gets me."
Yeah, and never actually does out with it.
Yeah.
I completely agree. I think, I don't know. Is he overrated? Yes, because people seem to put him in a mad bracket, but I don't know where that started. I think it's because he replaced Mane, and at first looked like, all right, maybe this guy can actually replace Mane, who is one of the best wingers we've seen in the Premier League for years.
Yeah.
And the team didn't drop in quality, so everyone's like, all right, yeah, he must be that good. He's not as good as Mane. He's nowhere near it, but he's not the worst winger in the league either.
No, he's not. But if they want to be pushing for titles and stuff like that, do you really see him as a Premier League winning starting winger? Like they can be doing better, really, can't they?
Yeah. Now, who would you rather have though right now? Because you said Martinelli's been in poor form. Would you rather have Luis Diaz or Martinelli starting?
Martinelli.
But I do think I try not to go into, but I do think Martinelli's a bit overrated as well. But it's the same reason why Saka ghosts in some games, because the way we play, wingers can be isolated because we play a lot through Havertz.
True.
So wingers do get sort of left out.
My last one is Lewis Dunk.
He based it off the past two England games.
Well, no, not just
horrific.
the past two England games, which were horrific for him, right? But I feel like Dunk, he's a good centre back in a very well-oiled system, which he's been playing in for years at the same club. He's never had a new challenge, and he's come up through the ranks with Brighton, who are now quite a big club and obviously playing European football. But I just think Dunk doesn't do anything special ever. He's solid against bad teams, but then against a good attacker, he never looks. You're not confident in him.
I can't believe he's anywhere near that England team. So I'd agree with saying he's obviously overrated, because why the hell is he there? We played Belgium, and obviously the mistake that led to the goal, he did the exact same thing, kind of a carbon copy against Lukaku, the same player, in Rome a couple of weeks prior. It's just like he's got a big man bearing down on him, and obviously his arse has fallen out twice.
The only thing why I get why he's in the England squad is because A, not the captain of the team, and B, it's very important in English football, and it links to my England squad later. You need to have people who are good in the air. And Dunk's very good in the air.
No, I do get that.
But he's not.
But then again, obviously we've had a lot of injuries as well. So yeah, fair enough. He's gonna probably get a sniff, but it's just it's a little bit mad. We want to be talking about winning the Euros and winning World Cups and challenging with Lewis Dunk starting. It's just not going to happen, is it?
I've got another overrated player.
Go ahead.
This season, I've not been a fan of Kieran Trippier.
Oh, he has had
I think he's a bit over. I don't think he's that good. I'll pin it now. He's not in my England squad.
Oh, really?
Damn.
He's not.
Damn. That is a big one.
Controversial.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll get onto the England squad in a little bit. Ellis, do you think Trippier's overrated?
I wouldn't. I'd probably disagree with it. He's having a bad stint, but I think he's good. He's good. It's like he's not underrated, overrated. Sorry, because I'd have him at left back over a fully fit Chilwell. I actually would. I just think he's quite versatile because he can play on either side, and his set piece delivery is second to none. It's just it's like having, I don't know. It's like having a quarterback on your team when you've got a free kick in there.
Trippier's thing has always been him going forward. He's never really been defensively great. Defensively this season, Newcastle have been appalling.
Yeah,
I mean, they just conceded 3 at West Ham on the weekend. They concede a lot of goals, and a lot of it comes from Trippier's side. But Trippier's sort of excuse was he'd get an assist every game.
Yeah.
He's not been doing that.
Well, to be fair, I just had a look then because I don't think he's overrated, actually. To be honest, I think maybe he has been overrated in the past where people are actually saying he's one of the best fullbacks in the league because of his attacking output. But I've never put him in that bracket. So in my head, I think he's just consistently been decent enough to get in the squad sometimes for England, decent enough to play for a Newcastle or like a Villa level or Atletico Madrid, but never good enough to play for an Arsenal or a Man City or a Barcelona or a Real Madrid. I just think he's solid at that level. He's had 10 assists this season.
Yeah.
And he's been playing out of position half the season. Maybe that's why he's not looked as good defensively.
He has had a stinker this year, to be honest, but it's kind of going back to what you said, his excuse is he gets the assists. I mean, 10 is a lot. It's not groundbreaking, is it?
No, but for a fullback, that's quite a lot. I know he takes the set pieces, which is probably the reason behind that, but it's still good. And set piece delivery is one of the main things in his game.
You've also got to realise a lot of them assists. Fabian Schär scores loads of goals from corners.
Yeah.
Botman's got lots of goals.
Yeah, but
so
he's
it
still
is.
got to put a good ball in. There's lots of teams with big centre backs.
Yeah, but is being able to take a corner good enough to get you in an England squad?
This is what you said though about why Dunk gets in, because it's so related. Anyway, let's not talk about the England squad. Ellis, did you say you have one more overrated Premier League player?
Yeah, it's weird actually because this guy is renowned for set pieces, but I think James Ward-Prowse is massively overrated.
Oh,
No.
oh! I think this might be the first one where I'm not agreeing with it at all.
Underrated.
Underrated? I don't know. What does he bring apart from the set pieces?
No, but I think Ward-Prowse, apart from set pieces, is just like a James Milner type. He's just there all the
Every
time.
team needs a Ward-Prowse.
Yeah, he's just fine. Like he's not flashy, he's not special. He is from set pieces, that's his thing. But apart from that, you never really see him getting a red card or giving a goal away. He's just solid in the midfield.
It's just that I always see uproar when he's not in England squad. So obviously there's a lot of people who seem to think he's better than what he is.
I don't know. Anyway, did you have any more, Theo, before we
I've got 2.
go on?
But I'll quickly name one, which is Ansu Fati. Because for Brighton,
He's not done fuck all, has he?
Yeah, he's done no.
And in fact, he was being compared to Messi 2 years ago. The next Messi.
Yeah, true. But I wouldn't say any
That's
Premier League
mad.
fans. No Premier
But
League
it's just
fans.
you think Barcelona wonder kid coming on loan to Brighton. Because he was in my signings that season for Brighton. I was like,
Well, it was a ridiculous signing. Like, where did that come from?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ansu Fati on loan. It's gonna be
That is
incredible.
pretty good, especially on loan.
He's on the bench now.
He's not playing.
And the other one, I might get stick for this, but I don't think Casemiro is that good now.
Oh, I don't even think you get stick for that. But I don't
think he's that
He's
good.
past it, isn't he?
I think that's a universally agreed upon thing now. Like Casemiro is just not that good anymore.
But genuinely, I think I'm probably going to stick for this. I'd have Souček over him.
Ooh.
Souček's been very good for West Ham.
Do you know I probably would?
Souček, like he don't get into City, Liverpool probably, but that's because they've not got midfield. He don't get into Arsenal. I'd have Souček over him. I'd had Bruno Guimaraes over him. I don't think he's no longer world class. He's no longer that Real Madrid CDM that's going to win you the Champions League.
No, he's definitely not. But I wouldn't say Souček isn't that either. But he is better than Casemiro right now. I would definitely take Souček in my team over Casemiro at this moment. If you went a season or two back, you're looking at it with rose tinted glasses. Casemiro's fucking. He can't even run.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't hate it, but I think he deserves at least a bit of respect. He's playing in a shit team.